It's time to move on to that final CRUD operation, which is D for delete. Now, like with create, read, and update, we'll be able to delete individual documents, or we can batch delete multiple at the same time. The two methods we're going to use to get this done are under D for delete in the API docs. We have delete many for deleting multiple, and delete one for just removing an individual one. Now, in the past, the method you used to remove data was actually called remove, which is down below. That's been deprecated, and delete many and delete one are now the future of deleting data with MongoDB. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off with delete one. Now, the API for both is very similar. We provide the filter to target the document or documents we want to remove. Then we have the options, which we're not going to provide as they're not needed. And we have the callback, which we're also not going to provide since we'll use a promise instead. So for delete one and delete many, all we really have to do is provide the search criteria, similar to what we did with find and find one. Let's go ahead and move into MongoDB.js to mess around with this. I'm going to remove our calls to update many and update one, and we will start by using delete many to delete multiple documents from that user's collection. What I'm going to do is remove all of the users who have the age of 27. So right here, if I refresh things, there are two. I have Andrew and I have Gunther, both with 27 as the age. My goal is to delete all of those with one single operation. So from MongoDB.js, we'll start off like we've done plenty of times before, db.collection. We're looking for the users collection, and we will be using delete many to delete multiple documents. And once again, the only argument we're going to provide is the first one, where we provide our search criteria. In this case, we are looking to delete documents where the age is 27. Now, if I wanted to target two things, I could add multiple properties onto here, like, for example, deleting people whose name is Andrew and age is 27. In this case, we just want to delete based off of this one field. Now, from here, we can go ahead and set up our call to then. So right here, we'll get access to the result if we were able to perform the operation. And we can also set up our call to catch. And here, we'll get access to the error if we were not able to perform the operation. And once again, we'll just log both to the screen, console.log printing result, and then down below, console.log printing the error. Now with this in place, we're actually all done. There's not a whole lot to deleting data, and we can go ahead and run the script. What I'm going to do is shut it down using Control-C, and then I'll start it up once again using up and enter. That's going to rerun things, and we can see that on the result, we have a whole bunch of different pieces of information, but I also have deleted count, which is showing 2. So this is the main result we get back, allowing us to confirm the number of documents that were removed. Right here, I can go ahead and refresh the user's collection, and I can see that both of those are now gone. So there's no longer anyone with the age of 27 in the database. They've all been deleted. So with this in place, we know how to use the delete many function to delete multiple documents. Now we're going to move on to the challenge for the video, where it's up to you to use delete one to delete an individual document. Right here, I have the challenge comments for this one. Your goal is to use delete one to remove a single task. First up, you're going to grab the description for the task you want to remove. So over inside of Robo3T, you could remove any of your tasks by their description. So I have these 3 right here as options for me. Now, once you've picked the description, go ahead and copy that to the clipboard and set up your call down below. So you can refer to the documentation for delete one to figure out how it's supposed to be used. Hint, it's basically the same as delete many. Now, once you have that call in place, you are going to not provide the callback and instead opt for the promise. So toss on the then and catch method calls to set up your handlers. And finally, test your work. Rerun the script and make sure the one task you targeted is gone and that the others are still in place. Before I set you free, I will comment out our other call up above, and down below, right here, you can add the challenge code. All right, pause the video, knock that out. When you're done, come back and click play. How'd that go? Let's go ahead and kick things off by grabbing the description for the document. I'm going to go ahead and clean the house. Now it's already done, so I don't need to keep it around. Right here, I'll grab its description. Next up, I'm going to bring that over to my code, and I'm going to call the correct method. That's going to be db.collection. I'm targeting that tasks collection, and I will use delete1 to delete just an individual item. Right here, I provide my query. I am looking for the task where description equals a specific value, the string I just copied to the clipboard. Perfect. Now from here, we can go ahead and move on to the next step, which is to add our promise method calls. Now there are so many ways we can structure code when we have a lot of chaining going on like this. I could take delete1 and move that down to the next line. That would be a valid way to get the job done. Or I could go ahead and do something similar to what we've been doing before and simply break up the argument like this, and then toss on, then setting up my callback. Right here, I'll get the result and I'll go ahead and dump that to the console. And then down below that, we'll make sure we use catch to handle those potential errors. Right here, I can call that E for short, or we could just list it out in its entirety, error. And once again, I'll just log that. All right, all done. Let's go ahead and test things out. I'm going to remove the challenge comments. I'm going to save the file, and before I rerun it, I'll just refresh the data to make sure Clean the House is still showing up, and it is. From the terminal, I'll shut down the previous script, start it up one more time. Right here, I can see I have a delete count of 1, and if I refresh the tasks collection, I can see that first document is gone. So there we have it. We now know how to create data, read data, update data, and delete data. Now, the goal of this section wasn't to start building out our next app, which is that Task Manager REST API. The goal here was to just get comfortable working with MongoDB and promises so we can use these together with Express to build out a more complete and real-world application. Trying to learn about MongoDB while also integrating it into an application would have made it for quite a difficult journey. That's it for this video, and that's it for this section. I'll see you in the section introduction for the next one, which is coming up now.